Top of the morning to you, YouTube. This is Prepper Princess. I am the author of Living on Almost Nothing. If you are interested in purchasing my book, I will go ahead and leave a link down in the description box below. It is about 5:30 in the morning. I could not sleep last night, and as I sit here, I hear the garbage truck going to pick up the garbage cans that I forgot to put out last night. So anyway, I wanted to talk to you about some important stuff, okay? But let's keep it light, keep it cool, keep it snappy and snazzy. So, one of the things I want to talk about, and I think that this goes for every generation. Our parents probably thought the same way. Grandparents probably thought the same way. And that is, if I had to pay for my expenses the same as everyone else, or if I had to start out over, would I be able to do it with the way that things are priced now? So let's go over that. All right, so I just did a simple Google search, or maybe it was a Microsoft Bing search or a Firefox search or a Mozilla, whatever. I did a search checking out what the average payments are for most people, because you're seeing all these things on TikTok where people are complaining about the cost of living, rent prices, all this other stuff. And just a lot of it depends on a lot of different things. This is why it is so important. Okay, we'll get to that later. Here's where we go. Let's just get down to the nitty-gritty. The average mortgage payment is per month $2,317 per month. Mine, I have no mortgage, but I still pay property taxes, is $169.37 a month. I mean, I only pay it once a year, but if you divide by 12, it comes out to $169.37 per month. Now, yeah, there's that. And then the average rent is $1,702. So if you don't have a mortgage and you're renting an apartment, the average rent for a one bedroom is $1,702. One main issue that I have with this is the average cost of a house and the average mortgage payment. The average cost of a house is like almost $500,000 now. So if you're paying $2,300 for a $500,000 house, that sounds pretty good to me. But rent, $1,702 is the average. So I'm thinking New York City, San Francisco, Los Angeles, these super expensive places. Okay, I'll get to that later. Okay, the average medical cost for a single individual average is $683 a month. I pay $504. The average electricity bill is $117.47. I don't have an electric bill, I'm solar. Same with gas, I don't pay for gas. Cell phone, this is where I was really surprised. The average cell phone bill is $157 a month. Mine is $15. I have Mint Mobile. The average car payment, oh my God, this hurts. The average car payment is $725 a month. Oh my God, I almost gagged. Okay. Mine is $0. I paid $4,000 for my car. It's 26 years old. And when I bought it, it only had 65,000 miles on it. The average student loan is $302 a month. Mine's $0. I paid those off 20 years ago. But I just did a recent search and I would still be paying them off now. Can you believe that? I went to college when I was 20. I would still be paying off my student loans now at age 42. They would not end until I was 43 and a half. That's insane. The average food bill, oh my gosh, for a single individual, now I don't know if this includes dining out or not, $779 a month. Mine averages $150. The average credit card payment is $272 a month. Now, I don't know if that's somebody, it wasn't specific. Like, did you rack up debt and you're slowly paying it off? Or like, did you just use it for a certain thing and you pay it off every month? Or are you just paying minimum payments? I don't know. Mine, I pay off every month. So I can't put $0 for mine, but I haven't accumulated interest in over 20 years. Now, okay, so here's where I want to get into stuff. This is where we talk about the tax on the poor. Like, and I strongly believe that we need so much more financial education. It's not going to be passed in any sort of curriculum because the government wants workers, and they want to continue with the debt cycle because that's what capitalism is. So they want people to not be educated on debt. Hey, it's the garbage man. Stop it. You're fine. My guard dogs. But it is so important for people. So let's assume that I started out and did everything right. I'm still debt free. I bought a used car. I got a good cell phone plan. Now the thing about, sorry, I have an itch. So the thing about rent, so there's no way I'd be able to, okay, I'm sorry. I'm all over the place with this. It's not because I'm tired. I'm like, I don't know where to start. Okay. The last job that I had in Arizona, excuse me, and it was not, I was not in the job for the money. I was doing it for fun. I worked in garden center. I was making $14.83 a year, and that was just last year. I think, yeah, last year. Year before last. $14.83 an hour in a state where minimum wage is like $12 an hour. So that would be $23.72.80, and then you add in taxes, it's $17.79.60. Now, when I was working there, I was putting 50%, like the maximum amount that you can put into a 401k, and I was paying for medical insurance and all this other stuff. I brought home less than $300 a month working full time. Like seriously, when you max out everything, like, you know, everything, and you're paying for medical insurance, it was like $283 a month. And sometimes that was with overtime. But before that, I had a big girl job. I worked in a call center. I was making $22.50 an hour. And this was 4 years ago, $22.50 an hour, which is $2,700. But I was only bringing home like $2,000 a month, maybe about like $1,883 a month, because I did like the 20% to a 401k, and they were really good medical benefits, but they didn't cover 100%. So it was like $100 off that, and then taxes, all that stuff. So I was bringing home about $2,000 a month. So let's say $2,000 a month. Now, if the average rent payment is $1,702, first of all, getting into an apartment is difficult. You have to make 2.5 times the amount of the rent. If it's $1,702, that's $3,500 plus another $850. You have to make like $4,000 a month to qualify to rent an apartment, which is like really a lot. That's double what I used to make. That's double what I brought home. So I'd have to work 2 jobs just to qualify for an apartment. Just to qualify. Like that doesn't even like take into account paying the rent. I would just have to work 2 jobs just to qualify to pay for to even put in an application. That's insane. But at the same time, where I live, there are jobs for $24 an hour here, right? We went through the huge inflation and the whole job craziness, and people are getting back to work at higher rates. But you can get a job here with no experience, easy, for $24 an hour. Or you can go work at McDonald's for $20 an hour, because that's the thing in California. Like, it's $20 an hour to start at McDonald's now. So let's say average $22.50 an hour. But where I live, there are also rentals for $850. And they're not bad apartments or anything like that. They're normal apartments, just average. Like, you know, they have a swimming pool and a laundry thing. I don't know. I haven't been in them. But I just live in a lower cost of living area. So if it were $850 and I had to make 2.5 times, I'd have to make about $2,200 a month, you know? So I would be okay with that. $2,200 minus $850, you're still left with $1,400. And those jobs, of course, include medical care, so there's no cost there. And then the electric bill, well, I'd probably be working so much I wouldn't be using much electricity. I'd still keep my cell phone with Mint Mobile. My link's down in the description, by the way. And it is $15 a month if you sign up for the year. I've been on them for like 3 years. I've never had a single problem with them. I've gotten service with Mint Mobile where my AT&T would not reach. When I lived in Arizona, I had to use there was a corner in my kitchen in a window. I looked like I was being punished. I had to stand, if I wanted to make a phone call inside my house, I had to stand in the corner of my, not kitchen, but my dining area in the corner. Like I looked like I did something wrong on the phone, and I had to like stand there with my head against the wall while I was talking to somebody, because AT&T, that was the only place in my house I could get service. I go and get Mint Mobile, who works off of the T-Mobile network, and all of a sudden I can walk around my house and talk to people. Woohoo! So I've never had a problem with them. And they are $15 a month. I sign up for the 1 year. Like some people are like, it's only $15 a month for the first 3 months, then you have to pay so many no, you are incorrect. Sign up for the full year. Just sign up for the full year. And it's like, and then do automatic deductions, and it's $15 a month. I don't understand. Read the fine print. Car payment. Yeah, I bought a new car once in my life when I was like 17, and my other car died. And I made that mistake once. I'll never make it again. I'll never buy a brand new car again. And I haven't since. So I would just pay cash for a car. I would save and pay cash for, so my car payment would still be zero. Student loans, yeah, I paid those off in my 20s. It was like the first thing I paid off, I think. And it's the first thing that I think everyone should pay off, because they're the most dangerous, because they don't go away in any instance ever at all. They will follow you to your grave. But yeah, if I had the opportunity to do it over, and knowing what I know now, I would go to community college for 2 years, paying my way through and working at the same time. And then I would transfer to a university, and I would just apply for every single scholarship on planet Earth and make my scholarships my full-time job and still work part-time while going to school. But yeah, I would just make sure that I didn't pay for it. Food, $7.79, that's ridiculous. I wouldn't even know how to, I could eat steak and lobster every night and still not reach that amount. You know what I mean? I don't know how that's possible to eat that much food. Unless it includes dining out. And I don't really dine out very often. I do sometimes. I mean, I'm not going to say never, but you know, it's rare. I'll get a churro or something, you know. I don't, you know. And if credit card rewards points have some sort of fast food on special where it's like you can get a gift card that's like 25% off based on your rewards points, I'll do that. But for the most part, yeah, no. Credit card, yeah, I wouldn't have one. Or no, I would have one. I am a credit card person, as Caleb Hammer would say. I am a credit card person. I pay them off, even when, yeah, I don't carry a balance. So I would be good with that and earn the rewards points. It's free money to me. For people who, you know, have good intentions and can't pay off their credit card every month, you're not a credit card person. I just happen to be one. So would I be able to do it? Yes, but it's more than likely that I would have to work a full-time job, and then like at Christmas time, I'd have to work at Walmart or Target or Big Lots or, you know, something part-time in order to like catch up. And there would be no hope of ever owning a home. I mean, saving up for a down payment would take me 10 years. And by the time I hit that 10 years, the prices of housing would have doubled. And then it would take me another 5 to 10 years to save up. And it would just be an ongoing cycle. So it would be really, really hard in today's day and age to do this. You know, it would be yeah. And when I was a kid, like a teenager, I asked my mom the same type of question. Like, could you do it over again? And she said something like the same thing I just said. I don't remember exactly what she said, but she said like, yeah, I could, but it would suck. We would hate it. It would be worse than what it is. And I think that it's the same for every generation, you know? So I think that it's going to be the same for the next generation. And the same generation after that. Now, eventually, all societies fall. There is no society that has lasted forever, at least that I'm aware of. If you know of one that has lasted forever since the beginning of time, for the last 10 or 15,000 years, you know, let me know. I'd like to know all about the economics of that place, and I would love to study something like that. But as far as I know, all economies fail eventually. And you know, someday, we're going to implode or explode, whatever it is, economic wise. And, you know, if the wages keep going down and the rent and mortgages keep going up, you know, there can only be so many generations before it's like, okay, we're done. You know, we're done. Sorry, dust. No, it's not a ghost. I don't have ghosts in this house. But yeah, I mean, I'm thinking four more generations. So our great grandkids, are probably gonna be like, okay, that's enough. We're done. We're done with this. You know, we're done working 20 hours a day just to survive. And yeah, I could do it, but it would suck. It wouldn't be fun. It would be like a 1 bed, 1 bath, no pets. I wouldn't be able to have dogs, you know, no dreams of a home type thing. Yeah, it wouldn't be much fun. All right, folks, let me know. Oh, and also this is the poor tax. Sorry, this is the poor tax. The car payment, the credit card, the large cell phone bill. This is the poor tax. Poor people pay more for things that they purchase than people who are not poor. So I would buy a car in cash. They would have a loan. So they would have a loan for maybe a $10,000. I know it's not realistic to be $10,000. It's just a nice round number, but $10,000. But what they're really paying for that $10,000 car over the life of the car loan is $15,000. So they just paid 1.5 times what it is. Somebody who has a mortgage, they put down a really big down payment, and then they have like a mortgage for $300,000. That's about right. 400. Yeah. So they have a mortgage of $300,000. Yeah. They just paid like they're over a 30-year period, they're paying more like $700,000 for their $300,000 home. That's the poor tax. Same with credit cards. You know, you rack up a credit card bill of like $5,000. You know, if you're just paying the minimum payments, you paid like $15,000 for the $5,000 worth of stuff that you purchased. It's the poor tax. That's why we need financial education in schools. Show this video to your teenagers. If you have teenagers, I know the demographics of my people here. And I know that some of you are teenagers. If you are a teenager, this is why debt is bad. If you are a parent or a grandparent, show your kid this video. Do what you can with what you got. Prepper Princess out.
In Germany, to do some hard labor. We got to visa the day before people, and the camp commander said, tomorrow is your holiday, you won't have to go. Unbelievable. It was probably the best day in camp that Yom Kippur. When we came to the Durango function, we have a friend from the cooking up nurses, which was pregnant, and we were extremely afraid.
Get her, Rocky.
Her.
Get her, Rocky.
And it was born with a boy, and I cut with my teeth his corn. And the perfidy of the Germans, it's unbelievable.
Get her, Rocky.
They brought a little basket.
Get her, Rocky.
And they brought it to them.
Get her.
And they brought some water to wash the baby. And in this Dante's circle,
Get her, mister.
the child was born. The same baby survived and take part in the Yom Kippur War in Israel. And he was shot. In Auschwitz, I must tell you, I did not feel I'm a human being. But here, the factory gave us a blanket and shoes. So the conditions made you a different person again. To be able to have a warm shower once a week, you realize what
Get her, Rocky.
you don't, but I
Get her, Rocky.
I still think of it. In this last camp, I learned to cook.
Good boy.
To the older women talk about
Get her.
life